Thank you for turning to page 121. Welcome back to page 121. I've had a few requests to see the face behind the voice, so here it is. Been asked a few times why I don't appear in the videos. The answer is I've got a great face for radio. I'm your host. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself, about the gaming group I've had for over the years, and why I feel I can go ahead and talk about all this historical stuff for role-playing games over the years. Very quickly, I started role-playing in spring of 1980. I DM'd D&D the very first day I played D&D. Player before me DM'd us, total party kill. We rolled up new characters. I DM'd us, total party kill. Great game, great times, and I've been playing ever since. I've played with literally hundreds of people over the years in an old club we used to run. I've done a couple of events as a DM. Consistently, I've gamed with my wonderful wife of over 34 years, probably the best person I've ever known. And both of my sons that my wife and I have raised and have grown into being, I consider, fine young men. All three play in our game, as well as three close friends of ours, Mike, Craig, and Roy. Roy's the new kid on the block. He's only been playing with us about 25 years. The other guys have been playing with us closer to 35. Craig has been close to 40. So basically, what page 121 is a chance to kind of go through the history of a lot of the role-playing stuff that I've been involved with over the years. And the point of it really is to give an historical perspective from someone who was there for the history. I remember going to the hobby store and buying this issue of Dragon off the shelf, or this module off the shelf, or this Traveler product off the shelf. I remember when you couldn't find this product on the shelf and you had to search high and low. I remember in the 80s when there were a ton of hobby stores around. If you couldn't find it in one, you could drive to the other. As I've said in a few of my videos, I was in kind of an odd job from the mid 80s to the mid 90s, where I drove all over suburban Cook County, Illinois, which is the outside of Chicago. And because of that, I knew where all the hobby stores were and was able to really build up a pretty good collection of D&D and Traveler. As you see in my channel, I'm primarily a D&D guy and Traveler. After that, probably my next love would be Champions, the super role-playing game. I'll have a video or two on that game in the future. After that, Gamma World, Star Wars D20, Top Secret, Star Frontiers, Space Opera, Space Master, Battletech. I also played Warhammer 40K with my son. You name it, I've played it. I've played most of the old stuff. No Boot Hill, sorry. But I've played a lot of the older stuff from the 80s and even some of the more current stuff. So if you have any interest in any background or anything on some of the stuff that I have played, please put a comment below and I can go ahead and do a video about it in the future. So as I've said, I'm primarily a D&D guy. We play a Greyhawk campaign. I started in 1982. It's still the same Greyhawk campaign. It's been going strong in January, it'll be 40 years. And at that, I ported some stuff from a homebrew world I had done from 1980 to 1982. I ported most of that stuff over to Greyhawk. So we have characters in our Greyhawk campaign who've been active since 1980. It's been a long journey. It's been a lot of fun. I have taken stuff from comic books, from Dragonlance, from Forgotten Realms, from movies, from TV, you name it. I'm not too proud to take from it. Anything that makes your game better, in my opinion, is a good thing to have. We have evolved some characters who are very old, who have become ridiculously powerful. We've coined the phrase mega level. For us, that means the characters that basically should have been retired a long time ago, but we still like playing. When I DM the mega levels, I just kind of come up with good story. I think of it as the scriptwriter for Superman when he would team up with Batman in World's Finest. How the heck do you have something that can harm Superman without just killing Batman? Well, that's how we do the mega levels. I usually drive it more through story and difficulty overcoming an obstacle, some MacGuffin, something like that, rather than through sheer power. The Traveler universe that I play is the official Traveler universe. I play in about 1110, which is more or less the Fifth Frontier War era. We play primarily in the Spinward Marches. I have played that campaign since 1980. My campaign started in 1985, but I played Traveler since 1981. The DM who ran Traveler for us for the first few years, I would co-DM once in a while in his campaign, but he dropped from the group around 85. I took it over and have run it since. So this campaign world actually goes back, campaign universe goes back to 81, but my actual universe goes back to 1985. So, Champions, I've played that since it came out in 1982. I consider that the best of the superhero role playing games. And being a comic book guy for about 50 years, I had a very special love for Champions. I still do. We play it all the time. Uh, my players love Champions. My players love Traveler. My players primarily love D&D. I drag them to play Silent Death, Battle System. You've seen it on my channel. I've had them play Battle Tech, you name it. We probably tried it at least once in a while. We play Spellfire all the time. That's a big group favorite. And that's really all I wanted to say about us and our group. There are 7 of us that play primarily. My youngest son is away at college right now, but he does come in and we play when he's in. We'll be playing this Saturday. We're going to be playing in the afternoon. We're going to be playing Walpurgis, my Halloween game. If you saw my video on Walpurgis last year, it was a recap of old Walpurgis games I've done. I'm going to do another Walpurgis video. That'll be dropping on the 29th, which is the 1-year anniversary of page 121, which started with a Walpurgis video. So I thought it appropriate to mark the anniversary of the Walpurgis video. And that video will be a recap of the Walpurgis game I'm doing this Saturday. Walpurgis, if you haven't seen the video, very quickly, the idea is you bring your character in and I kill it. It doesn't count in the campaign. It doesn't count against any lost magic items or anything like that, lost levels. It's simply a fun game where I, as the DM, get to try to find innovative ways to kill player characters. The general rule is I have to find something that's consistent within the rules, and then I can twist it any way I want to go ahead and kill the character. One year I actually had to resort to a very difficult to pin down, literally, very elusive character. I had a jet of Sovereign Glue cover him from head to toe. And Sovereign Glue doesn't come off. He couldn't get to any of his gear. He couldn't breathe. Over time, it killed him. It was fun. I will recap the Walpurgis game that's coming up. You're free to watch my other video on Walpurgis that I did last year. I hope you enjoy it. A couple of quick questions I wanted to answer that I've been asked over the last few months. First off, I'm the brain, the voice, the technology, everything behind page 121. Probably why the technology is not so great. I'm trying to improve the channel. I can improve it through growth. So I'm going to encourage everybody that does like my channel, please tell friends. Maybe they'll like it, maybe they'll hate it. I don't know. It's not for everybody. But I'm hoping to grow the channel and make some technical improvements as I go. For the people that are supporting me right now, thank you very much. I have a blast doing these videos. I realize that every video I do is not for everyone, and I appreciate that, but you have to appreciate that I like making them. It's just my philosophy of DMing has always been, hey, the DM carved out time to be here to play too. He has to enjoy himself. So I have fun when I DM. I try to let my player characters have fun. My players have fun. It's just the way I've run any role-playing game I've DM'd over the years. A couple of quick questions that I want to answer. One is, what's the deal with your thumbs? Is that a decoration? No. I have had the probably unique life experience of having crushed both thumbs in 2 completely separate instances years apart. They just happen to look alike. Both nail beds got crushed and the nails grow out all wiggly and crooked and nasty. And this is what you get at 2 in the morning when you startle a cat. You reach over in the bed to see if he's awake, and he startles. It took about an hour for that thing to clot. You're going to be seeing in the videos, which is why I bring it up. A couple other things I want to touch on. Why page 121? Why did I call the page that? Well, I think you can figure that out. I think a lot of people have some insight into who I am and how I run things. I'm going to leave that as kind of a contest. If you think you know why it's page 121, please go ahead and note it in the comments below. I will give a few clues. It is nothing of religious connotation, and it is absolutely something to do definitively with role-playing. So those are your clues. No prizes for getting it. You can puff your chest out a little bit and boast that you figured it out. Incidentally, my players, when I told them the name of page 121, figured it out almost immediately, but they have the advantage of having gamed with me for 25, 30 years. So that's about all I really wanted to say about page 121. I'm going to continue to produce videos. I hope I continue to improve. I hope I continue to entertain. If you have suggestions for videos I should make in the future or some ways I can improve the video, please let me know. Right now, equipment upgrades is not on the table. Hopefully down the line a little bit, but not at the moment. One other thing I want to address is you probably have noticed I do huff and puff a little bit in some of the videos. My voice pitch is lower, things like that. I unfortunately am one of many, many people that suffered some permanent lung damage from our good friend COVID. I had my bout in March of 2020. I was very ill with it, and it left me with some permanent lung damage. Consequently, I do huff and puff after I've talked for a while, as you're probably seeing now. I make no apologies for it. It's how I am. My players understand that every once in a while I got to lean back and catch my breath. I keep going on. I keep everything I can do, I do. I'm not going to let it stop me. I encourage anybody that's had a setback like that, push through. There's still a lot of value you can find in everyday life. So I have a great support group in my wife and my kids. I live with 3 very excellent people that I'm very proud to call my family. So that's really it for page 121 today. I will see you in the future. I'll see you next time, actually. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends about me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Well, that closes the book on another episode of page 121. Please leave your comments below, and if you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.